Let's take a look at the very important topic of total landed cost. This perspective brings into play all of the costs associated with making and delivering products to the point where they are needed. Examples of such costs include lifecycle costs, inventory costs, strategic sourcing costs, transaction costs, quality costs, technology costs, and management costs. So you can see some of the costs that go into total landed cost. There are a couple of cost comparisons with alternative sourcing options. Let's look at e-sourcing. Procurement was found to be the greatest early application of e-commerce. However, EDI technology has proven to be more costly than desired and requires special technology to implement. The advent of the internet has eliminated the investment in technology problems associated with EDI and opened the door to increased application of e-commerce techniques to the areas of procurement and sourcing. E-procurement and e-sourcing refer to the use of electronic capabilities to conduct activities and processes related to procurement and sourcing. Of course, there are pros and cons to electronic procurement. Let's start with the advantages. An obvious advantage is the lowering of procurement operating costs. The reduction of paperwork and the associated cost of paper processing, filing, and storing is a major cost-saving area of e-commerce. Another paper reduction innovation that has become a reality with e-commerce is electronic funds transfer, or ETF. Paying supplier invoices electronically eliminates the cost of preparing, mailing, filing, and storage of the checks. Estimates of the cost of writing a check vary from a low of $10 to a high of $85. The majority of this cost being the cost of accounts payable personnel. Reduced sourcing time means increased productivity because a procurement specialist spends less time per order and can place more orders in a given time period. Likewise, the seller utilizing e-commerce can increase the productivity of customer service representatives. Many of the questions asked by the buyer can be answered online, thereby saving time for both the buyer and seller personnel. Given the real-time nature of e-commerce information, sellers have up-to-date information on demand and can adjust production purchases to meet the current demand level. This same real-time information enables the buyer to establish controls that will coordinate purchase quantities with requirement quantities and monitor spending levels. Electronic procurement affords efficiency in the process by utilizing fewer resources to produce a given level of purchases. A significant efficiency factor of e-commerce is improved communications. The buyer can secure information from the supplier's company, product line, prices, and product availability. The seller can obtain information regarding requests for proposal, blueprints, technical specifications, and purchase requirements from the buyer. Also, the seller can improve customer services by communicating the status of the order, giving the buyer advance notice of any delays in order fulfillment, such as stockout situation, transportation delays, etc. Reduced procurement prices have resulted from the ability of a buyer to gain access to pricing information from more potential suppliers. With more suppliers bidding for the business, the buyers are finding lower prices forthcoming. In addition, the procurement manager has the ability to view online the qualities of different supplier products and services, making comparison much easier. The overall effect of increased comparison shopping and increased number of potential suppliers is, of course, lower prices. But let's think about disadvantages. Although there are some reported concerns about e-commerce, many of them are in the process of being neutralized or eliminated. The most frequently voiced concern about using the internet for sourcing and procurement activities is that of cybersecurity. This refers to the increasing threat of the use of electronic technologies to hack into databases and information depositories of all types. Another problem may be the lack of face-to-face contact between the buyer and seller. Buying and selling via e-commerce many times reduces the ability to build close supplier relationships. Other concerns deal with technology. More specifically, there are concerns with the lack of standard protocols, system reliability, and technology problems. Lastly, there's reluctance on the part of some to invest the time and money to learn the new technology. For the most part, these concerns are diminishing daily as new and improved technology is developed and the business community demands the use of e-commerce capabilities. Let's think about the 4 basic types of e-commerce business models. The four basic types of e-commerce business models used in procurement and sourcing are sell-side system, electronic marketplace, buy-side system, and online trading community. A sell-side system is an online business selling to individual companies or consumers. The electronic marketplace is a seller-operated service that consists of a number of electronic catalogs from suppliers within a market. The electronic marketplace provides a one-stop sourcing site for buyers who can examine the offering of multiple suppliers at one internet location. A buy-side system is a buyer-controlled e-procurement or e-commerce service that is housed on the buyer's system and is administered by the buyer, who typically pre-approves the suppliers who have access to the system, and the process of the supplier's products and services that have been pre-negotiated. These systems permit tracking and controlling procurement spending and help to reduce unauthorized purchases. However, the cost of buy-side systems is frequently high due to the cost of developing and administering the system with a large number of suppliers. Online trading community is a system maintained by a third-party technology supplier where multiple buyers and multiple sellers in a given market can conduct business. The difference between the online trading community and the electronic marketplace is that the electronic marketplace is focused on providing information about sellers, whereas the online community permits the buyers and sellers to conduct business transactions.